How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Airport CEO. Welcome back to Belfast City Airport. And I've got nothing else. There's no third welcome back. I should have put an and welcome back to Belfast City Airport, but I didn't. Welcome back to the video. Welcome back to the video. Welcome to this video. Welcome back to the series. Welcome back to the airport. There you go. There's 3 things. We got that out of the way. I am a professional. I've done this full time for over 7 years. I can introduce a video without tripping over my words. Now, things are kind of exciting around here at the moment. You might notice a couple of changes here and there. I've expanded the number of seats available. There's quite a few more seating options in the departures area, which seems to be keeping my passengers relatively happy. We have a few more seating options down here in the check-in space as well. And over by arrivals, we have a bunch more seats as well. I just decided to go a little bit nuts with seating just to make this place a little bit better for everybody. And it seems to be working. There's actually quite a few empty seats around now, which is good because we are going to be trying to expand the airport today. But that is not the only change that I have made. The eagle-eyed amongst you might have taken a glance down at the bottom right of the screen and noticed that we are currently sitting on $3.1 million. Now, I did mention in that last episode I wasn't going to sit around for hours on end and wait for that money to tick over, and I still didn't do that. I'm actually quite lucky that I didn't have to do that because, as it turns out, we are making quite a lot. We're getting about 221,000, if not more, every single day. So we're doing very well with our income, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, part of that is because we haven't expanded too rapidly. Part of that is because we're balancing things. And part of that is, of course, because in terms of fees, I decided to crank everything up a little bit. Now, I could, if I wanted to, I could crank things up even further, and I'm tempted. I'm thinking, you know, the fuel could go up a little bit, catering, cabin cleaning, de-icing, all of that could go up a little bit. Not that we offer cabin cleaning, de-icing, or catering at the moment, but we're probably going to want to do that today because what I want to do is spend about half of this $3 million on this tile right here and this tile right here. Now, that's going to be slightly problematic because we do have a little bit of water here, and I don't know if I can build on that. I actually can, so that's not an issue whatsoever. The reason I want those tiles is because, quite frankly, I want to start working on another terminal because we have researched multiple terminal operations, and so I think that would be a good idea. But before we get to that, I do want to go into research while we're talking about it, and I want to get this right here. Quality kitchen restaurants. I was asking in the last episode, I was trying to figure it out, you know, why can't I get restaurants? This is why. I didn't have it researched. One of you pointed out in the comments that I didn't have it researched. So we'll get that going right away. We'll go ahead and put 6 administrators on that. We'll have it in 24 hours. And I suppose we should go for baggage security tier 3, since we are going to be looking to get our hands on some international flights here relatively quickly. And we don't have enough administrators to work on a third thing, but what I think I'll do is start looking towards the ultimate commercial license. Because quite frankly, I mean, yes, it can have 20 administrators. It's a minimum of 10. It's going to take 4 days, but this lets us handle 200 flights. And that's going to be important because if we look at the flight planner, currently today, we're at 75 out of 75. Tomorrow, 75 out of 75. 63 out of 75 on Thursday, but that's likely to fill up. So we are running at capacity is what we're doing. So having some more options for more flights is going to be good. And so we'll get that whenever we can. I'm not going to go too crazy getting more administrators. I don't really think there's much of a point in doing that. But that's the idea. That's the long-term goal. But before we get to any of that, I'm actually kind of considering making a slight change. Now, I don't necessarily know how well this is going to work, but what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to go into infrastructure. I want to go to runways, and I'm kind of thinking I could potentially get a large runway down here. I'm not certain. I'm going to be honest. I'm not certain if I can do this, but I want to try because what I could potentially do is go ahead and expand this entire taxiway to actually fit a large runway. This section can be expanded. This section can be expanded. It can all sort of be connected together so the small and medium planes can still kind of get through here, and then large aircraft can land down here. They can land here. They can taxi up and across this runway to some large aircraft stands that we have at the top here. Now, the only concern that I have, to be quite honest, is traffic. I don't really know how I'm going to get traffic up to this second terminal yet. To be quite honest, it's probably going to be, you know, tunnel under here, go all the way underneath all of this, up over here, and then somewhere we'll have parking up here. That's roughly what I'm thinking, but we'll figure that out. And before we get to that, there's one little thing I want to do. So we'll get to the runway in a second. I mentioned parking. Everything's sort of connected. See what I'm doing here? It's like a segue into every little thing. I want to get some parking. We don't have any parking right now, and I figure it's probably not a terrible idea. And we do conveniently have just about enough space for it. Parking lots fit perfectly in these spaces. Unfortunately, they're not going to fit amazingly well, but what I'll do is maybe a little something like this, get rid of that one, do a little something like this, and we'll have 3 parking lots, and I think that'll be okay. I'm actually wondering if I could get another one. I'm going to be, yeah, I can. I'm slightly annoyed that I can fit one in there because I had to move this thing over to here. I might have to move that thing again so I can get more parking lots, but for now we'll leave it this way. And I guess what we'll do is go into infrastructure. We'll get ourselves some sidewalks. We'll fill up these spaces here with some sidewalks so that people can get away from these parking lots and over to the main part of the airport. So we'll get the sidewalks there. We'll get ourselves some medium crosswalks here. We'll go for here. We'll go for here. And we'll go for here. So once again, people can get from the parking lots to the airport. And that's going to be another source of revenue. It's not going to be a whole lot, but it's going to be a little something because we are charging, of course, if we go into here, we go to economy and go to fees, we are charging, you know, $13 for short-term parking, $250 for long-term parking. So this will be good. It's another source of revenue that we don't have currently. And there we go. It's up and running. We've got long-term parking here on the left. We have a few people using it. We have short-term here. We have short-term here. If short-term doesn't end up getting filled up, I'll probably turn one of them into staff parking just to be a little bit convenient, but that fills the space kind of nicely. And I've just realized I could potentially go in here and go a little bit crazier with this because these fit in here so nicely. They really do. The only concern that I have is I don't know how people would walk to the airport because there's no sidewalks. Oh, these would be, it would be really nice down here if I could get some tunnels for people to go through, but that's not an option. So I think we're just going to have to not do that, which is a little bit unfortunate. Definitely a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'll tell you what we are going to do though. We're going to turn off this runway. So we're going to turn this off. We're going to have all of the planes take off or switch to the other runway or do whatever they got to do, really. We need these guys to kind of just do their thing, to be quite honest. I mean, it'd be nice. Can I switch this on really quickly to let these guys hit the runway? There we go. So you hit the runway, then we turn it off. Can you hit the runway? Are you going to be all right? Are you going to take off? There you go. All right, so that's the last plane taken off on that runway. The rest of them, object not functional. Can we not have general? Oh, we can't have general aviation up here right now. We'll allow general aviation onto the large runway for now, just so things keep functioning. And then what we have to do is go and demolish this runway and then demolish the runway entrance here and demolish the runway entrance here. And honestly, we also kind of need to go and get rid of all of this fence. So all of that can go away. The runway goes away. The runway entrances go away. And we'll spend some money expanding the taxiways just while we're here. So this guy's going to go here. This guy's going to go down here. And that's that bit nicely expanded to accommodate large aircraft. This guy over here is going to be slightly trickier, but we can totally do it. So what we want to do is expand right here and expand right here. And then I'm going to have to sort of figure this out. Is what we're going to have to do. Oh, I also forgot to mention that I did get a couple of medium aircraft hangars because we did have an emergency with one of the medium aircraft. Originally, I built it up here, but I decided to sort of build a little space down here. And so I moved my 2 small aircraft hangars into one just down here because it kind of made sense. Now, here's what I want to see. Can I fit a large runway in here? It is absolutely going to let me. Perfect. So $750,000. It's a lot of money, but we'll go ahead and build it. I don't know if it's the smartest thing I can do, but I'm going to build it. And we're going to get ourselves a couple of runway ramps. We'll get the standard one right here, which isn't going to fit. That's okay. We'll get a nice big one just up here. And I guess we have to go and, get rid of some taxiway here. So we'll get rid of all of this. We'll let that get demolished. We'll go ahead and get rid of all of this. We'll let that get demolished. We probably don't need a section of taxiway in here. Although I guess it wouldn't hurt. Although if I wanted to expand this terminal, ooh, I don't know what way I'm going to do this necessarily. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. And for the time being, let's just get more taxiway. Let's connect these guys together. We'll go ahead and get the taxiway path between them like this. And now that this bit's gone, that's pretty good. Once this bit's gone, we can get the runway ramp in here as well, which is going to go right about there. And then we go back to taxiway foundation. We fill this up. We get the taxiway path like so. And technically, once those are connected, we can switch that runway on. Well, once the runway's built, we can switch it on and everything will go back to functioning across 2 runways, which is pretty good. I suppose at this point, I should look into getting another terminal. Does this game have a planning mode? Oh, we have terminal areas though. Interesting. Oh, I forgot about this. I mean, I knew we had this, but also I totally forgot about this. Toggle planning mode. That is exactly what I'm looking for. So planning mode, does that mean anything I build isn't actually going to be built? It does. Ooh, that's perfect. Okay. We are 100% going to have to use planning mode to figure out this entire new airport setup. But I've just realized we just unlocked restaurants. So we can have a little bit of fun with that before we go too crazy with the rest of this. Because actually, I noticed some of the passengers, or well, the arrivals, were complaining about food. There's none doing it right now to really accent my point, but some of them have been complaining about it. And so I was figuring this space over here and this space over here could potentially serve as 2 large restaurants. Maybe 1 restaurant and 1 sort of more food shop, but regardless, that's the idea. And then this space here and this space here will serve as restaurants for the departures area. So we'll go ahead and get all this construction done. We'll get everything working again, and then we'll go ahead and put some restaurants in here just to see how things go. And there we go. We have the second large runway up and running, which is fantastic news. We've got some planes touching down already. We do allow general aviation onto both of them, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm going to be honest. I don't love that we're doing that, but for the time being, we kind of need to. We don't have a lot of choice. And we do have a bit of a tailback right now with the aircraft because they were all trying to get onto just the 1 runway. So things are running a little bit slowly. They're not super efficient right now, but they'll figure things out and they'll come to terms with what they got to do to make this place run a little bit better. Now, something I am considering is moving my baggage handling, moving my hangars, moving my emergency response and police stations, and this garage as well. I'm considering moving all of these way over to the right, because what that would do is let me get rid of a lot of these roads, let me get rid of a lot of these all of these roads, all of these taxiways, and just expand this airport with a bunch more medium stands, which I think would be a fantastic idea. We do still have a few small stands. We're using a few of these for commercial aircraft. It's not all general aviation, but I think keeping this as a little cluster of, you know, GA commercial, medium commercial, and expanding this way with more medium commercial might not be a bad idea. I think this is relatively expandable at the moment. I think we could probably get maybe 2, maybe 3 more medium aircraft stands in here before this terminal starts to suffer. I kind of want to prioritize the new terminal before I do it, because I think it would be a bad idea not to. We've been talking about international flights for a little while now, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And so I think what we'll do is we'll go and say that this is going to be considered Terminal 1. So we'll mark this out as Terminal 1. We'll go ahead and expand this as Terminal 1. And I guess I need to... So none of this is functional right now because none of the buildings are a part of Terminal 1. So technically all of these stands need to be a part of Terminal 1. So we'll go ahead and expand up to here. And that gives us some aircraft stands, which is fair enough. A lot of the baggage stuff needs... Oh, so we have separate baggage handling for the terminal as well. That's very interesting. Can I do this and then take away zoning and still have that be part of Terminal 1? I absolutely can, which is pretty good. I like that. I like that I can do that a lot. So we'll expand this guy down to here. And I'm going to say basically these roads are not going to be a part of the terminal because I don't think they need to be necessarily. I think the buildings need to be a part of the terminal, but the roads themselves definitely don't need to be. So we'll clear out sort of all of this. That is, oh, those are separate terminals now. Oh, they do need to be connected. Never mind. So let me just get rid of all of this then. And I suppose what we'll do is just say that basically everything kind of inside of the taxiways, I mean, it's going to include some taxiways as well, but basically everything in between these runways is going to be considered Terminal 1. So that right there is Terminal 1. And that seems fine. That should be okay. Aircraft will still be able to sort of cross over between the two runways via the taxiways at either end. So that's fine. That's Terminal 1. And we'll see how that goes, I guess, is what we'll do. Also, little scary statistic for you. We spent $1.95 million yesterday. That's a lot of money. That is an awful lot of money. But I'll tell you what we'll do. It is a new morning. We are still making money. Let's go ahead and get some restaurants because I'm actually kind of excited about this. I was thinking about building these restaurants while I was sort of watching the game. You know, like I said, I didn't sit and watch it play itself the way I have done before, but I was sitting, you know, dabbling here and there, getting some things in here, getting some, I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something. All right. I was doing something. It was whatever I was doing. It was something. And it was good. I had a great time just sitting and, chilling with good old airport CEO. I was sitting chilling, but I had this idea and I was like, oh, I really want to build these restaurants. And I didn't because I thought it'd be kind of cool to design these in the episode. So that's what we're doing here. I'm gonna get some windows. I want some windows kind of looking, you know, out towards the arrivals as they're coming through here. I think that'll be pretty cool. I also don't want people using the restaurant as a shortcut to get down to, you know, the exit. So that's why I'm blocking this off as well. And then what we can do, I suppose, is go to restaurants, go to shops. We'll set this as like a 50. That's a big space for a restaurant. That is unnecessarily chunky, but we'll go for it and we'll see how that plays out. And then what do I need for an actual restaurant? So we need cooking stations, stoves, sofas, counters. Can we get like Bistro Boheme needs to be, it's a good size. It needs more cooking stations, armchairs, plants, tables, cafe counters. All right. So we'll go in here and what do we got? We got cooking stations. So these guys, do I want them facing like the people? Do I want to do like a cooking station, like right in the middle that's like looking out at people? I think that'd be kind of cool, to be honest. I think that'd be kind of interesting. So let's do, I don't necessarily know how that's going to work, but I guess we'll figure it out. So what we'll do is we'll go here and we'll go here, and that gives us kind of the middle. We'll go and do this. That's relatively central. I don't think it's perfectly central, but it's good enough is what it is. So we'll do this and we'll do this, and that's a bunch of cooking stations. The food counters can go like this on either side, and that's how staff can get in there. And what we can do is say that is exclusively a staff zone. And so if we look at the contracts, we have the cooking stations. We only needed 4 of them. We need armchairs, plants, tables, and cafe counters. So didn't I just place cafe counters? Isn't that what those are? Those are food counters. What is a cafe counter? Is it these things, I guess? I guess maybe it is these things. It's kind of weird that we want these, but I mean, we could do, I guess we could do some sandwiches. I guess that's not really going to hurt anybody. So we'll take those out. We'll go and get some of the, I'm assuming these things. So we'll do snacks, right? We'll do a couple of snacks right there. Is that a set of cafe counters? I've honestly got no idea. I don't know. You know what? Get rid of those. I'm putting my other things back in there because I think it's going to look better. So food counters right there. That's fine. We've got fridge freezers. We've got stoves. Is it these counters? I honestly don't know. I really don't know. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. It's whatever. I could take 2 of these guys out, to be fair, and still have enough for Bistro Boheme. So that's, I think, what we'll do. Let's get a stainless steel counter here. Let's get ourselves, I guess, a kitchen sink right here. And let's get ourselves a couple of stoves right here. And we'll go ahead and set that out as a staff zone as well. So that's all set up to be good for staff? Do those count as cafe counters? No. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. Armchairs, plants, tables, cafe counters. Let's get it done. Oh, there's some people complaining about being hungry. That's what I was talking about. We got people that are waiting on their bags and they're a little bit peckish. The good news is that Bistro Boheme is, well, it's not finished, but it's laid out. It's near enough ready to go. We got people ready to work in there. We just need my construction workers to come on by and get this place finished. And hopefully it'll be up and running in no time at all. It's gonna need 240 sales per day. It is the first restaurant that we have in the airport, so hopefully we can do that. I'm relatively confident we can do that. I don't think there's any reason we can't do that, but hopefully that's something we can manage. And then for this space over here, to be quite honest, it might be a bit much. It might be a bit too much for a shop, but I kind of want to put something like Bell Beer in there. I'm going to be honest. It just needs fridges and cafe counters, or I don't know, Hilltop Cafe, maybe the Bean, for example. Maybe the Bean would make more sense. Putting a coffee shop in this part of the airport would be better than it'd be better than letting people get beer before they check in, because checking in and going through security, that's like the most stressful part of going through an airport. So I think giving people the option to do like their weekly shop in here might not be a bad idea. Or we just split this in two. That might not be a terrible idea either. I think that's maybe what we'll do. I think we'll say that this is 1 and this is 2. We'll have that little gap in the middle. It's maybe a little bit weird, but I'm kind of willing to allow it. And I think what we'll do is go to hedges and maybe, I don't know, something like this seems okay. I don't mind that. Like a little gap through the middle there, a little gap around here, just to kind of divide them, but you know, keep it relatively open. I think that's fine. And so we'll do the Bean, which we can do here. It needs display fridges and counters. So restaurants and cafes, cashier counter. We'll just do one of these guys. It's not going to go relatively central, which is frustrating. So we'll do one here. I think there'll be fine. And then what we can do is go and say, give me, you know, a coffee machine right here. Give me maybe not the beer tap, actually. Give me sandwiches and give me snacks. So people can kind of come along, do their thing. We'll maybe do a little counter right here, just so it's nicely spaced out. And we'll say that space at the back is exclusively for staff. And that should be all right. In fact, we could probably wrap that a little bit with another couple of counters, just like so. So it's kind of nicely enclosed. I don't like that that's looping around like that, but actually, you know what? We'll get rid of those and replace them with display fridges. So a fridge there and a fridge there. That's 2 of the 6 display fridges that we need. And then what we could do is maybe a couple of fridges here, just to sort of get us up to the 6 that we needed. And let's see. I think we'll do something like this. We'll go a little bit basic with it. Just get a bunch of fridges in there. We'll do this as well. And that'll be more than enough. It's not exactly luxurious. It's not exactly fancy, but it's going to let us do the Bean, which is what we're looking for. And then in terms of a floor in there, I mean, both of them are probably going to be the same. So we'll go and say, oh, I don't know. I think a wood floor, to be quite honest. I think maybe this nice, well, we're using the dark wood out there already. What about this one? What about this kind of fancy wood? What would that look like if we do this? I don't love it. I'm going to be honest. I don't love it. So I think we are actually just going to go with the dark wood that we have outside. And I think I'm also going to push the dark wood through the middle of these seating areas, because I think that's going to look pretty good. And then we'll go and get ourselves the same marble that we use to divide everything. Get that underneath the windows, underneath the entrances. And that looks pretty solid. This place is super busy, by the way. We're up to 80 of 240 sales already. So the good old Bistro Boheme is going to be doing fantastic for us. Hopefully that's going to make a good amount of money. This place over here, the Bean, hopefully going to be up and running in no time at all. And then down here, I mean, we could go for a burger joint. We could go for ZT's Italian Kitchen. They need some cooking stations and cafe counters. I do love an Italian place in an airport. I'm not going to lie. There's something about it that I just adore. We could go for Swift Veg, although I don't know about that one. You kind of want somewhere you can get a snack or something that you can pack into your bag, right? We could go for these. These are pretty fancy, but I might save those for the departures space. I think we'll do... Let's do La French. La Franche. La French. Well, anyway, we'll do... we'll do the French is what we'll... It's Belfast City Airport, man. Ain't no one coming in here and being like, we'll go to La Franche. You're gonna have people coming in here and going, here, what about the French? That's all it's that's all it's gonna be. Anyway, yeah, we'll do the French, and we just need 6 display fridges, some cafe counters, etc., etc. So I could, in theory, just go and say copy and paste is what I could do here. So copy those, swing them around. We'll put them right about there. And I'm wondering, can I copy and paste these guys again? I absolutely can. That's perfect. So that's what I'm going to do. I know it's lazy. In fact, you know what I'd like to do? I want to delete all these and delete you guys. And I'm going to see if I can be a little bit more creative here. I think I can. So if I do that and then I copy these guys, rotate them. There we go. We have some aisles, right? It's a little bit more, it's not symmetrical, but it's not crazy. So that's fine. This is obviously a staff space. This is obviously a staff space. And this will be the French is what it'll be. So there we go. We have a couple of food options here in the check-in and arrivals space. And that's hopefully going to keep people nice and happy. Now, if we look at money, 1.2 million, we have made money today. We are spending money today, of course, but I'd say we're doing pretty well. I'm actually quite pleased that we're still sitting on $1.2 million, considering we spent about 2 million yesterday and we spent a good amount today. We've got parking going pretty well for us as well. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch this out to be long-term as well. That's what I think we'll do. We'll have 2 long-term parking lots because long-term is nearly full over here. So we'll see how that goes. This place is coming together beautifully. So all in all, I would say this has been I was going to say pretty and relatively at the same time there. It was kind of going to be like relatively. That's a new word for you. This has been relatively successful so far, and I'm torn right now because this would be like the perfect cutoff point for an episode in terms of duration, right? Like everything in me that knows about YouTube is like, yeah, but a 30-minute airport CEO episode's kind of solid. But at the same time, I've done nothing. I've built a runway and I've built 2 shops. That's about it. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Let's move some of this stuff and then we'll call it there for today. And then next episode, we can focus entirely on this new terminal. I guess we did also lay out terminal 1, right? We did that. It's nothing too crazy, but we did that. We'll move some of this stuff is what we'll do. So I'm going to need some new service roads is what I'm going to need. So service road, we'll go ahead and build these guys. Honestly, I'm going to bring them right down to here. I'm going to bring them right up to here. I'm going to just sort of outline this entire space and we'll see how that goes. This entire little connection is probably gonna have to move. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We can probably also expand some of these taxiways. I don't know if I need to do this necessarily. I'm also gonna have to move that service road because that's not what I want. I don't know if I need to expand that particular taxiway, but I'm gonna do it just in case, which means that bit of service road goes back and means that we need to go and get an additional little bit of service road right about there. So that should be fine. And then all of this needs to move. So let's move the buildings first. So looking at the hangars, we are probably going to need a large aircraft hangar, which I'm inclined to say could go here. I want to say down there is not a bad spot for a large aircraft hangar. I think that's probably fair enough. So we'll do $150,000 for 1 large aircraft hangar. And then do I want to just do 1 medium aircraft hangar? It is tempting to just do 1 medium. If I put it there and shuffle the large one over, that might also make more sense. I don't know. I don't know what way to do. I don't know if I want to just do 1 large or maybe 2 of each. I really don't know. I think what I'll do is we'll do a medium there. We'll shuffle the large one to be here. And then we'll do the small one sort of, maybe 2 small ones over here. I don't really know, to be quite honest with you. Maybe a small one just up here. They don't need to be touching. They don't need to be this close together, but Honestly, we'll do one small one for now, and that'll be fine. So in terms of layout, this is going to be a little bit asymmetrical, but that's probably fine. So that's our midpoint, right? So that's there, which means we need 3 on this side, and means we need 3 on this side, and that'll be okay. That's our 1, that's 2 and 2. And I've been told that apparently for small aircraft, you only need a little taxiway like this. You apparently don't need it to be 5 wide. So this is going to be like our maintenance space is what I'm thinking. And to be quite honest, it might not be a terrible idea to shuffle this up a little bit and allow some vehicles to sort of come down and through here. So I think that's actually what we're going to do is take, yeah, I think we're going to take these out of here. Is there like a pick up and move? That would be nice if instead of copy and paste, it was like you could pick it up and move it. But regardless, we'll get rid of these guys, I suppose, is what we'll do. So just go ahead and bulldoze you. And then, yeah, we'll bring a road down through here. I don't know if this is going to be absolutely necessary, but we kind of have an opportunity to do this anyway. So we'll bring this down. We'll bring it over like this, and that gives us access to this corner from multiple ways, which is totally fine. So back to hangars, we want the medium one, and I guess it's going to live there. We want the small one, and it's going to live, I guess, right there. I guess we could shuffle it a little bit. We could have more road access through there. I suppose that's not a terrible idea either. So we'll go to here. We'll do a little bit of road access through here. And if we go back to the taxiways, we should be able to go, just like this, a little 3x3 space. This one right here is that 3x5 space. This is already connected. And then we just need the taxiway paths, which go here, go all the way up here, and all the way in there. And that should be good. And the cool thing with this, and the reason I wanted to have these spaces, I suppose, is because this is where we can move things like the emergency response station. We can go ahead and say that the emergency response station can go, for example, if I can remember where the thing happens to be, because for the life of me, I absolutely cannot remember where it goes at all. It's going to be in one of these categories. I just don't remember which. I genuinely don't remember where. I feel like it's right in front of me. I feel like it's right there. Yeah. So the police station can go in there. The emergency response station can go in there. And it just gives us space for these things, which is pretty good. So the new police station can live right there. But what we can also do is go to infrastructure, and we can get things like the medium avgas, whatever this is, and put it behind the, we can put it behind the hangar, which I think is good, or we can put it next to the hangar. So we'll do avgas there. We'll go and get ourselves the medium jet A1, and it can go right behind. And then what we can also do, I think we can research at some point the additional tanks. I don't think we have them right now, but that's going to be good. Those will fit in those spaces. We can get some radar towers as well if we absolutely want to, which, to be quite honest, I don't see why not. So we'll put a radar tower there. And that just, it's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that we just spent, but it does then free up a lot of this space. That's kind of the goal here. It basically means I can get rid of these 3 hangars, all of these taxiways. It just frees up all of that space. It gives us a dedicated space for all of this. And once I move this garage over there, once I move this delivery site over there, and once I move over my, I guess, baggage handling as well as the emergency response thing, we can expand this terminal a little bit, potentially. I mean, I'm going to have to maybe move these stands. I'm going to have to do some stuff there, but this is giving us a little bit of future proofing, which is what I'm looking for. It's just going to take a minute for all of this to get built. And there we go. And I've also realized that I don't actually need to move anything down here. I didn't really need to move most of those hangars, but I did because I'm an idiot. I do need to get rid of this road, and I will need to get rid of this road, and I'll probably need to connect this down here, because obviously if we expand this way, those roads can't be there. But we do have a couple of connection options. We have, way down here. We can kind of cross the bottom here. This is just kind of cool looking, to be quite honest. I'm kind of pleased with how this has turned out. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go in here. We'll get some service roads. I'm going to bring it down here. And I think we will go ahead and get ourselves a few more of the garages here. So we'll get a vehicle depot, and we can go ahead and put one here. We can put one here if I wanted to. I could do a service vehicle parking lot, it would look kind of interesting, I think. It'd be different. I don't think we need it, but it would be, I mean, it would be different. Definitely an option. I think, honestly, the depot is probably the safe bet, though. So we'll do something like this. We do have service car stops, airport shuttle bus stops, fuel depots, the catering depot as well. I mean, I guess the question really is, how crazy am I going to go with my expansion here? And the answer, truthfully, is probably not that crazy. Probably not that crazy at all. I am realizing, though, that the catering depot needs access to the outside world. So can I run a service road across a runway? I cannot. I could do a tunnel, though. So I could put a catering depot down here and then have a tunnel that runs into the back of the airport. Might not be a bad idea. I'm going to save on catering for now, though, just because I don't want to go too crazy there. Let's have a look and see what else we've got. So catering, no. The waste depot is not the same story. Those are both service roads. So the waste depot could go... Oh, you know what I've realized? I should shuffle these guys up because I can bring this road sort of down if I wanted to. I've also realized that this road's right against that taxiway. Hold on, I need to cancel you guys. I need to cancel you as well. Well, this one can actually stay, but that can all go away. This bit can probably stay, because what I'm gonna do is, I don't need to do this, but I'm doing it for symmetry's sake. I'm doing this, is what I'm doing. We're gonna bring this road sort of over, and I guess we'll bring it down here is what we can do. We'll go ahead and demolish all of this. We'll put a catering or the aircraft cabin cleaning thing down here, so the waste depot can live right about there. And we can go ahead and get ourselves some of these service roads that come up like so. And that seems pretty solid to me. In fact, if I wanted to, I could do this as well, and that'll sort of give us a little connection for baggage, which seems fair enough. This is all getting very busy. It's all definitely taken away from my goal of not having this be super cluttered, but I'm okay with it. I think this is going to look pretty cool when it's done. We get the, you know, cabin cleaning service as well, which is going to be another source of income, which is going to be very important for us. So while we're waiting on that, let's go to vehicles. Let's go to purchase. Let's filter by whatever. I'm not going to filter at all, actually. And let's get ourselves, I'm going to say 4 cabin cleaning trucks. Doesn't meet the requirements for purchasing this product. Make sure we have a vehicle checkpoint, vehicle depot, and waste depot. Okay, so the vehicle, the waste depot needs to be built, which it now is. Let's go ahead and get the vehicle depots since we're here. So we'll go ahead and put them, I guess here again is what we'll do. So we'll do this. We'll keep them right about there, and that'll be pretty solid. Can I now go ahead and get my my cabin cleaning truck? I can get 4 of them. There we go. Catering trucks, not super worried about those. Service cars, I'll get 2 more of them just in case we need them. Pushback trucks, I don't think we need anything else. I think we're pretty solid. Although we could maybe get these Maverick trucks, because I guess they are larger and they're probably faster. So sure, let's, what is this? So aircraft using avgas. I don't remember which is which. I think Jet A1 is commercial. Let's go 4 of these. Let's just do 4 of each. Let's just do 4 of each. I'm sure that'll be enough. I've really got no idea if it is actually enough. Let's look at fuel. Hold on, let me filter all of these out. So fuel. Yeah, 4 of each will be just fine. I think we'll manage quite nicely. Let's go ahead and sell the standard ones that we have. We'll have the new ones coming in any second now. So we should be all right. And there we go. So we've got all of those trucks coming in, doing their thing. We really didn't need that many of them, but that's okay. As for the colors on them, can I set these guys to be bright red? Is that a thing I can do? It looks like it. So the avgas ones are gonna be a nice bright red, and then these guys are gonna be that sort of darker blue color, just because I think it's interesting. So there we go. That seems pretty solid. We should have those trucks coming along. We absolutely do. So there they are. They're filling up. They're doing their thing. We can fill up 2 of them at a time, which is beautiful news. Not bad. That's not bad. So those guys can go and do their thing. We should have the cabin cleaning trucks here as well, which means we can go into operations, I think, and and aircraft cleaning service is disabled. Let's switch that on. That's going to be a little bit more money, which is what we're looking for. That's the name of the game right now, is making all this money. So if we have a look, we go to economy, we made 68,000 yesterday. We're at minus 50,000 today. That's not good. The daily average is at minus 41,000. That's mostly because we spent 2 million in a single day. So that kind of skews the average a little bit. I've also apparently painted a hangar. I didn't mean to paint that hangar. I'd like it to not be, that. Can I paint other things? What else can I paint around it? Can I paint you? Can I paint you? I can paint the hangar. I can paint, there's not a lot else that I can paint apparently. Can I paint that? Oh, nice. Oh, cool. I can paint all of these. Can I paint you? Nope. I mean, I can paint, no, I can't paint that. What else can I paint? Oh man. I'm gonna be going around here trying to paint everything is what I'm gonna be doing. That's gonna be me for the next little while. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and leave it there for today. I think we've done a pretty good job here. We've managed to get a second large runway. We've got all of this stuff moved over. We can probably go ahead and get rid of you because we don't need it anymore. We can probably go ahead and move the emergency response station as well. I think we can safely do that. And I think I'll go ahead and just do that like immediately because otherwise I'm gonna probably forget. I've already forgotten where it is though. It's in security, right? Yeah. So emergency response station. I would like it. I guess it could just go there. I don't really know. It could go up here as well, but that's gonna mess with my plans. Man, I guess here. I guess there's fair enough for the emergency response station. So we'll put it right there, and that'll be all right. We'll get rid of this one. We'll get this one built. We'll take this one out of here. Go ahead and bulldoze it. It'll be all right. And again, it frees up space. I don't need to free up this space, but I like the idea of shuffling as much over to the one side as I possibly can in case I decide to do anything weird. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.